and Stone Mountain. Today he is commentating football, the old prodigal son of the Ballina Seagulls, Brett Saville. Welcome to the coverage, Brett.
Thank you, Dwayne. Good afternoon. Good morning, everyone, and people watching the live stream on the NRRRL page. A beautiful day here at Kingston Smith Park in Ballina, and it's going to be a really good afternoon of football, Dwayne.
Most certainly. If yesterday was anything to go by out at Moorlambar yesterday, this is just going to be a whole nother level. We've of course got the grand final qualifier in the A grade between Ballina and Cudgen.
Absolutely.
And these two teams between Cudgen and Tweed Coast, these two teams only just played each other last weekend up at Cudgen. And I guess you can say it, this game is a game of quarters literally. This is the third quarter we're about to see here in Ballina, Brett.
Fantastic. I think they look like two fairly big sort of sides, big packs of forwards, and I think they're going to rip into each other fairly early and probably be a real wide open game of football, and the ground's looking fantastic, mate.
Of course. So as we might see in the Kujan lineup, they have a swag of representatives from the Laurie Daly Cup competition in the under-18s, as we said at the start of the year, including the likes of Ethan Kane, as we now bring you the tape between the two teams, first for the Kujan 18s. And it is in fact Ethan Kane who is the fullback. And in the wing, a pairing of Blake Roberts and Finn Kenny. And in the centres is Liam Cusack, also a Laurie Daly Cup representative. He is partnered by Nick Andreas. In the halves, we have Jacob Hall and Jordan Kepnich. In the halves there, in the forwards, we have Harry Hazel and Ryan Steedham locking the scrum with Jake Evans. And in the second row, pairing of Kyle Beaver and Dylan Pinder, Brock Stiles is the lock. And on the bench, we have Lockley Wiley, Geordie Togo, Jacob Rathbone and Webb Lillis. For the Tweed Coast Raiders under-18s, Eddie O'Connor is the fullback, and it is the wing pairing of Clay Buckley and Riley Smith. And in the centre pairing there, we have Max Murray and Thomas Walker. And in the halves, we have Wilson Bates and Tay Torrens. They are captained by Lachlan Dawson, who is his spot partner is Oscar Clark, and the lock in the scrum is Dylan Morley. In the second row, we have Nick Asia and Matunga Pritchard. Locked in the scrum is Corell Avery. And in the bench, we have Macaulay Vigio, Willow Guyler, Trent Lane and Thomas Avery. As I made mention at the start there, these two teams played last week. Last start for both teams. Kujan got in the upper hand 34 points to 10. Tweed Coast will be looking to reverse that here. Kujan 18s, they finished the second with a 10-3 record with 134 points differential with 30 points. Liam Cusack was the top try scorer for the team with 17. He's also the top try scorer of the competition. Wow. Yeah. Ethan Kane is the top point scorer of 120 points, second overall. They feature 6 players from the Laurie Daly Cup squad. They've won 3 straight, only losses coming from the minor premiers Ballina and today's opponents. For the Tweed Coast, they finished third in the competition with 7 wins, 3 losses and 2 draws with 101 points with a 28 points differential. Their top try scorer, Oscar Clark, with 12 tries, is the third overall in the competition. And Edward O'Connor with 114 points, third overall. All their wins for this year, Brett, have come when they've scored 26 points or more. The first 3 wins were from they scored 26 points and haven't lost when they've scored 26 points or more. On top of their 34-10 last week in round 18, they did get a win over Kujan of 34 points to 20 at Tweed.
One of the sides is taking the field. That's the
Kujan.
That's the Kujan Hornets as they make their way out. Still waiting to see if the Tweed Coast Raiders. We shouldn't be too far off. I think they're all very, very revved up for a pretty big game, mate.
Most certainly. As I made mention, there's representative players out there, Tweed Coast, who are their A-grade counterparts who are the minor premiers, and they're gradually over the years getting a big base of players. As we can see, the Tweed Coast Raiders come onto the field now in the Canberra Raiders. Canberra Raiders looking with lime green and whites.
Looks very nice.
The Battle of the Tweed here in Ballina.
I'm just about to say something. I'm not sure. I think the wind's coming from the south or the southwest, so it's probably blowing from southwest to northeast. So I'm not sure who's going to be running first with the wind, but it might be a bit of an advantage.
As we saw that yesterday in Moolumbar, was a stiff breeze during the day, which died off, and it actually was a bit of a disadvantage when it came to the kicks. Paula Ladia is the man in the centre with the whistle today. He's assisted there by Sam Averitt and Brendan Coffey.
Teams have just been read final instructions by the ref. They're all having a little bit of a chat. I think they probably all know one another, being fairly sort of local teams. So let's hope for a good, clean, fast, open game.
As today's match day is in Ballina, Kujan representative in 3 games today, so there will be no doubt a big following at the ground here at Cudgen. Hopefully as well, if whoever's not at the game today, they're watching this on the live stream. Kujan to kick this one left to right.
That's a pretty stiff bruise, and I think that's going to be in favour of Kujan fairly early as they're about to kick off. Let's get it on.
Strap yourselves in, guys. It's still a big day ahead. Plenty of action to come. The battle of the Tweed Coast. The winners of this game will play Byron in the grand final qualifier next week as we get underway here in Ballina for the under-18s minor semi-final. Tweed Coast to have it first dibs. Nice little darting run up there and getting out to the 20-metre line in their own half of field. No, Tweed Coast looking to make business early. Nice. They'll be looking to get revenge for that 34-10 loss last week up at Kujan. Today, it's a new competition, Brett, so you know, no doubt they'll have that out of their mind. And it's a
whole new thing, semi-final football now.
The
whole season's gone.
And there was just a hint of a forward pass there. Kujan will have early valuable field position. Just looked a bit right in front of us there, Brad. It looked just slightly forward.
Very good start. As I was saying, now the season itself is finished, and now it's semi-final football. Totally different game, more in intensity, and that will.
Nice run there by the looks of Nick Andreas, and I think he's going to get another try in the corner. What a nice dive in the corner there by, I believe that is Nick Andreas.
Well done.
And Kujan get the early lead for the first touch of the football. 4-0 up over Tweed Coast.
That was a little bit easy for me, Dwayne. He just skirted, he used his pace, and I think they were caught a bit short out wide, mate.
We'll just confirm it with ground staff that it was in fact Nick Andreas. But that was just off the first touch of the ball. As we saw in yesterday's fixture between in the reserve grade between Moolumbar and Kyogle, it was off the first play as well. So you've got to assert your authority when it comes into the semi-finals.
Absolutely, Dwayne. As I said, it's a different game now, and there's a lot to play for. That big for the big dance at the end of the year, mate. So no, this is going to be a pretty fast open game. So as I said, strap yourself in, people.
And we can actually confirm the try scorer was Liam Cusack. He was one of the representatives in the under-18s Laurie Daly Cup squad. The kick, and Dustin now making the score, still 4 points to nil. Kujan over Tweed Coast. Liam Cusack is.
Sorry, I think the ball might have fallen off the kicking tee there, mate.
Liam Cusack, 17 tries, scoring 3 tries in games between Casino and Evans Head. And he scored doubles versus Moolumbar and Lower Clarence, so he knows how to go over the stripe. As you saw, an impressive slide into the corner. He is one of those Laurie Daly representative. Impressive tournament. He scored against the Greater Northern Tigers in that game in Grafton.
He's a fast boy.
And he'll be looking to graduate for representative honours next year as we go back live, 20 metres out. Kujan to really assert their authority, picking up from last week. Away it goes now, and the 40 metres out from their own line. Met into a sea of Tweed Coast defenders. And I think he's going to be tackled there by a bit of a captain's effort there by Lachlan Dawson. And they're set up deep for a left side play early, but they're going to opt for the kick. They have chasers on the right. And Thomas Walker's looking for work, but I think it's going to fall just short of him, Brett.
Yes, I think so. Just that funny bounce, but yeah, just looking at both packs, they're a pretty big pack of forwards, especially the guys from Tweed Coast. They're dominating nice and early up the middle. So yeah, here we go again.
Dylan Morley plays it 30 metres shy of their line. Away it goes now to Corell Avery. Nice hard crunching tackle there. Harry Hazel was involved in that. Just shy of the 40 line. Where it goes to Jacob Hall. Sorry, that was Wilson Bates. 40 metres out. Nick Assa. And I think Harry Hazel's getting involved there. He's looking for work early, Brett. And this is going to be Oscar Clark. And Kujan, they've just been so... They're hitting their tackles on point, Brett, just right under the rib cage.
They're moving up fast, getting right in their face, rattling the cage, as you said, Wayne.
That was Ethan Kane, well read, well dispersed. And there's going to be a little error there. Kujan didn't need that. They're giving Tweed Coast valuable field position.
Let's see what happens here.
As the scrum packs down, we want to thank the competition sponsors, Nova Skill, who've been on board for many years.
That wind's starting to drop off a little bit too, Dwayne, so that might be any advantage to anybody by the time first grade's around.
And as the crowd's starting to flock in here, many little support groups coming here. As I said, Cudgen have 3 teams represented in today's game. It's passed off by Tay Torrance. And depending on, and there's a bit of an error there from Tweed Coast. Cudgen will have it back 20 metres on their own line, up in their own half of field.
Let's see what they can do now. They spin it wide, be an overlap.
Jordan Capnish will play this 35 metres out. Away it goes. And nice run. He's got help on the right side, but he'll have to go himself on the first phase. 30 metres out. And he's going to be met by the likes of Matunga Pritchard. And there's errors early. I think after an impressive start by Kujan, I think they're just getting a bit of wobbles with the hands there, Brett.
They're starting to cough it up a bit, Dwayne. They want to really try and hold on to that ball, because in a game like this, errors will count very, very early and can be very, very costly.
As we saw in yesterday's game in the A grade between Moorlambar and Mullumbimby, it was end-to-end stuff, and Moorlambar took it. Oh, that's a nice hard tackle. That was Kujan, though. Their defence has just been so on point. They're just doing a tackle like, I think that was Finn Kenny who was getting there around the legs. Nice hard run though by Max Murray, and they're about 20-25 metres out. They opt for either side, but they're going to go to Oscar Clark. They're getting closer. Tweed Coast. They might even have a chance to really level points up here. Cut out pass, and there's going to be an intercept, and it's just fell in front of him.
He nearly had it. He would have been away. Shut the door. The horses bolted. Great. Rex Mossop once said.
Yeah, he only beat himself then. There was no one there but the sideline official there waiting for him to potentially award it if he held on to it. We've seen a few intercepts already in this tournament. There was an impressive one there from Mullumbimby yesterday in A-grade, Brett. We couldn't quite get the points off it, but
I saw that.
yeah.
Fantastic.
That, of course, on the NRRRL live stream, that was Tweed Coast have it now 15 metres out. This is Eddie O'Connor. Hard run up the centre. Dylan Morley chooses either side, goes for Tyrans. Oh, doesn't quite have the go forward to go himself. They're set for right side. It's deep. They've got numbers if they can get it out. If they can do a cut-out pass, they opt for it, but couldn't execute it. It's still play on. I think this is Clay Buckley.
Sloppy football.
Lost about 15-20 off the play there. Matunga Pritchard. Fifth and last. Away it goes now to Tay Torrens. Nice little grubber kick. And I think it's just going to be a bit too deep. Kujan will have it 20 metres out from the end line.
Do now. The Hornets, as I said, all represented in all three grades. That's a testament to the strength and the depth of the club.
20 metres out from their own line. Nice little step. Goes left, goes right. Nice little run there. That is Finn Kenny. 35 metres out from their own line. Good tackle there by Oscar Clark. Surrounded inside their own 40, about third phase of play. Deep side play, nice little there from Jake Evans from the dummy half. And cut out pass. He's got help on his right side, but he's going to go himself. He might even go himself and score. And that's going to be another try for the Cudgen Hornets. They're picking up from where they left off at Cudgen last week. And
sorry, mate, he's a fast boy. He just left them for dead again. He seems to get round them and leave them clutching in his wake. If Tweed Coast aren't careful, he is going to rip them to shreds.
And that is Liam Cusack. He has already scored a double in today's game. 10 points to nil. Kujan over Tweed Coast with a kick in front to make it 12-0.
This has been streamed on the NRRRL Facebook page, so on YouTube.
Via Facebook.
Via Facebook. I'm still getting used to all this technology, and I'm sure there's people watching wherever you are, locally, around Australia and overseas. We are in Ballina on a Sunday afternoon.
And that was now making it 12 points to nil over Tweed Coast. As you were mentioning, for those who are watching from interstate or in fact around the world, Ballina is in this competition is kind of the central with this competition. They're kind of the central middle point for around the other teams. Ballina is about 25 minutes south of Byron Bay.
About 800 kilometres north of Sydney on the beautiful far coast of New South Wales, and it's a beautiful sunny warm afternoon.
As we probably get restarted here, nice kick there, get about 10 metres out. Hard run there. I think he's met there by Lachlan Dawson. He's putting in a captain's effort today, Lachlan Dawson, for the Tweed Coast Raiders. 20 metres infield, off their own line, Kujan. They've meant business early. They'll be looking for a grand final rematch themselves against Ballina next week, which will be played at the Tweed Coast Greater Cabarito for all eventuates. Nice little dart, Harding run there, and he's met by Matunga Pritchard, as well as Corral Avey. And Tweed Coast, they have been sold in the fence themselves, Brett. It's just taking the likes of Liam Cusack attacking play, as those would have seen in the Laurie Daly Cup. Nice bounce. The Tweed Coast are going to gain possession.
Very impressed with that Liam Cusack. He's like lightning. He's got the acceleration. He's going to be a good one.
And it does give the opportunity to watch these up-and-comers on this live stream around the world, no matter watching. And people that aren't familiar with familiar with the NRRRL but haven't had the opportunity to see it, this is a perfect platform for these up-and-comers to really show their craft, Brett.
It certainly is, using technology, using and you can be seen by anyone, anywhere, and it's just great. It's really nice to be get involved with it. It's great.
As Tweed Coast now, they'll be looking to get, they're not at the point where they'll need to get next points, but they need to break this momentum that Kujan have got. They've really meant business in attack. As we go now, I think this is Lachlan Dawson. Couldn't quite make out the number. They're setting for a right side play. They've favoured that right side. This is going to be Oscar Clark. Nice split up the middle by Oscar Clark, met by a great defence in response by the Cudgen Hornets. This Tate Tyrants, cut out pass to Clay Buckley. So close to the line.
Nice defence, Cudgen.
Away it goes now to Thomas Walker. Nice tackle there, but Riley Smith fifth and last. And they're set for a deep left side play. They have got numbers, they get the cut out pass. Won't be required, Tweed Coast on the board. And that was Eddie O'Connor. They needed to respond to that as such, Brett.
They did. For some reason, they've been defending so well, Kujan, but the gap just opened up and Eddie O'Connor just strolled through. Nice work.
Thus now making it 10 points to 4, Kujan over Tweed Coast here in Ballina.
Having a bit of a talk behind the goalpost there.
And Tweed Coast, they are certainly capable of the attack, and Eddie O'Connor very much so. In his 10 games, he's gone a try a game on average with his 10 tries. Now he's a tally going up to 11. He's also the goal kicker too, and he has kicked 37 goals and with 114 points for the season.
I saw that when I was doing my research with this side. He's certainly not bad. That's a pretty good tally as he's just lining it up now, taking his time.
The wind has just died off as he goes for this kick as well. As he sends it over, looks promising. And it is promising. Kujan back with an arm, Tweed Coast back an arm race over against Kujan here. 10 points to 6. Kujan in favour of Tweed Coast.
Now we've got a game. Now they've scored. People given the drive to really, hopefully, go on with this. But so far it's been really good, open, fast game of footy. Dwayne?
Most certainly. As play restarts here, kicking towards the Missingham Bridge side of the field. The ground here, if you're not familiar with Kingsford Smith Park, it's over the road. We're right next to the Missingham River near Shores Bay. And hence the sea breeze coming this way, Brett.
Always. Over the years, it's always been a ground that drains very, very, very well. I think it's sand-based and it's always been nice and firm. Past years, it's looking great.
As play goes now on the left side of field there. Tweed Coast, you wouldn't think would even have the looking for the chance to actually get their noses in front if they can make something from this. After a fast start by Kujan, the kick goes up. It's a bomb. I think he intended for it to actually put some distance on it, but it's actually been collected there. And then that's gone forward. So Kujan will have a play the ball about 30 metres in their own half a field.
Very, very lucky that. I thought they were going to take that and go on with it. But yeah, the wind got hold of that ball then and I think it come off the side of his boot.
Yeah, I think the way he had it set up for the kick though, Brett, I think you had that set to get some actual metres on that.
Absolutely.
As play restarts now, Kujan wanted to overcome that minor hiccup, letting Tweed Coast back into this game. As I said, it was only just last week where they put a 32 points to 10 win on, but we've seen in games in the past, teams who have actually lost, then they've gone on to, I can actually recall quite perfectly about 4 years ago in an A-grade fixture between Byron and Casino in 2014. Byron Bay Red Devils went to visit Casino and absolutely got drubbed. Played them the following week in Byron, and got up with the points, and then went in to face the grand final against Ballina. So it can happen.
Football, you just don't know. It's a week-to-week thing.
As we continue on here now with Ryan Steedham, one of the Laurie Daly Cup representatives. Solid player.
Big lad.
The player left side. This is Ethan Kane. Look for a cut-out pass, but had every intention to get anything Finn Kenny's hands, but couldn't opt for it. Almost ended it up in the hands of the Cudgen Hornets bench right in front of us there, Brett.
Yes, mate. But those balls, they work or they don't. Cut out passes.
They work well for you when they work well.
Absolutely.
That's probably the best way to put it.
Absolutely, mate.
As now Tweed Coast have it now, about 20, just inside 20 metres of their own line. Dylan Morley was playing it. And solid defence there. That was Dylan Pinder, another one of those Laurie Daly Cup representatives. And it's just that platform too, that's a new competition this year in the representative, giving these young boys another stepping stone to get where they need to go.
Absolutely, it just puts them on that level, playing week in, week out, the grind.
Though it will be unlikely, being the age that we see these boys playing it next year, because it is the under-18s competition. They'll move on to perhaps under-23s on it. So who are and Northern Rivers are the champions, as I made mention that yesterday. So they'll be looking to get in a base of players of up to come, and they will do them proud, no doubt, in the years to come. As we go now, the Blake Roberts. He's about 30 shy of the Tweed Coast line. Played there by Jake Evans. Oh, nice fend there. I couldn't quite get the number of that, but that was a nice fend. No, I think that was Jacob Hall. Cut out pass. They've been dangerous on that side of the field. Still play on. It's so close to the line. That was the fifth and last. Tweed Coast to have it. I think it's just within 10 metres of their own line.
They could have taken place there.
Tweed Coast now to have it about 10 metres off their own line. It's really, the game. The general players actually just cleaned up a bit. I think the nerves have been out of the way. I've seen that in other games. When we get to the middle portion of the game, the nerves are settled. These boys are professionals. They will then, we'll see a lot more free-flowing football.
That's right. It's just semi-final. The nerves. Then now they'll settle down and they'll just find their groove, and they'll play some really good open footy, Dwayne.
Okay, so we got Oscar Clarkey takes a kick, and it's going to be met there by Ethan Kaner. In fact, it's going to roll over the sideline. Kujan will have it about 30 metres inside their own half a field.
Okay, as the crowd slowly starting to build, I think by first grade, I think it's going to be a pretty packed.
And you can see Yobbo's Hill there. That's going to be
famous. Yobbo's Hill. It's been like that for years. Had some really good.
Back in your day.
Very good days there, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, had some pretty good nights back at
the Leagues Club.
Footy Club too.
It's a well set up ground here at Kingston Smith Park. It's been the host. It has been the host on grand final day, all day, every day but once since 2013 to memory.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, you've got everything here. It's easy to park. So, fantastic.
And as I say that, I think, Kujan there to play it now on the third phase of play. Nice little hard run, gets it about 4, just shy of just inside their own 40. Played there by Jake Evans. And hard run. He only had one to beat it. There's still play on. It's got his left side play. He's caught it. He's over. Jordan Kempnich. Well read there by Jordan Kempnich.
Nice try. Once again, the hole just opened up. Inside ball. Good night.
Thus now making the score. I think now that makes the score now in favour. 14-6 to Kujan over Tweed Coast Raiders.
Hopefully they might be able to pot it. see how we go.
So,
Facebook page. Enjoying the game as much as Wayne and I are. Great day.
and hopefully there's a bit of a viewing here on the Tweed Coast. Cabarita being well represented there in the Tweed Coast, and further up at Cudgen. Of course, we got Murwillumbah in that region as well, who are going to be interesting observers, as they've got 2 teams featuring next Saturday. Hopefully, Kujan Leagues Club they might have a bit of a viewing party. Hopefully, if not today, down the track.
I certainly hope they have one.
And that's what it's all about, folks. It's to bring everyone together to watch it if you can't get to the ground.
Use the technology. Watch it on YouTube.
But of course, we still want the punters to come to the ground too. The atmosphere is here. The wind, the food.
Can't beat it. Beer.
Water, whatever.
Whatever. You can't beat it being at the game.
So we still encourage people to come here and enjoy the game. The atmosphere is electric. It was certainly electric yesterday with the crowd in Murwillumbah.
It was a fantastic day, mate. I watched the whole thing. I was giving you on Facebook. I felt like a roadie.
As the kick goes over and it's been waved away. 14-6 Kujan over Tweed Coast. And we have the profile on the try scorer, Joran Kepnich, the halfback. His 12th match for the season. That's his 4th try. He scored 3 in the season. Adds to his points tally is 16. He's also kicked a couple of goals for the boys this year and for Kujan.
Zippy little, very, very fast. Zippy, he lose it. The modern day player.
And Eddie O'Connor gets us restarted. 14-6. Kujan with their noses in front. Can Tweed Coast respond? Nice hard tackle there by Oscar Clark. 30 metres out on the second phase of play. Nice little hard run there. Well met there by Dylan Morley. Done well to keep him in this half of the field. Nice little setup here on the grandstand side of field. Cut out pass. And that was meant for the hands of Finn Kenny, and it has gone to Finn Kenny. Flick pass by Finn Kenny. Back to Jake Evans. Jake Evans then gets it off to Nick Andreas. And it's 30 metres out. And I think that's Oscar Clark that's down. Referee hasn't pulled it back though. And they just get playing hot potato stuff, Kujan, and then go for the kick, and that is going to go over the full.
It's a pretty deft ball then. As I was saying, these guys are only young, but geez, they've got all the ball skills, right? Know how to pop passes, and great to watch.
So, hope you're also enjoying the coverage over a coffee, and if you've got to do some Sunday chores, save it for later on this afternoon when after the A grade's finished. I know the sun's still out till about, 5:30. Do the afternoon mowing.
Yeah, already had it.
Yeah, get it out of the way, guys. We've still got plenty of action to come here on the live stream. Rematch.
Final rematch from last year. Apparently it was an absolute corker.
I was there in the stands. It was and I said in the coverage yesterday, if it's going to be a fraction of that, well, it had state of origin intensity for the A grade, but it's going to be, you're in for a treat, guys. So rally a wet round.
Happy days.
But until then, we've still got this game and another game to come. We've got Tweed Coast Raiders, who are now 30 metres out. Need to answer back. They're just within past a converted try deficit. Kick across field. There's 3 on 1, but it's not going to quite fall into the hands. It's going to go into the hands, I think, of Finn Kenny.
Well taken.
They're playing on the left side of field. Nice tackle there by Tay Torrance. And I think that's him. He's down on the ground there. I hope he's okay. He's out of play there. I think he might have just copped a bit of a knock there. I hope it's nothing too major. So I think Yeah, he's looking a bit sick and sorry there, Tate Irons. Yeah, ref's calling off now.
Bit of history. Years gone by when this was the old group.
Group 1.
One comp. Cudgen, Tweed Coast, Wollongbar were all in group 18.
That's correct.
Where we had Grafton and Grafton Ghosts who are now in group 2. So this is a really good thing, bringing all these sides together. It's just made the comp so much stronger.
Very, very diverse competition too, and of course the feeder club being with the help of having these Group 18 teams, with the Gold Coast Titans being involved as a feeder club.
Absolutely, they couldn't have. Yeah, I think back when it was Group 1, when they were the Seagulls, way back in the 1990s. God, they were involved. There was quite a few players from the area played for the Seagulls, as I remember rightly. And it was a really good thing. But anyway, seems to be on his feet. It's a good thing. Let's hope he keeps playing.
Yeah, I think he might have been a bit of a knock, head knock. I think he might be getting a HIA assessment.
Yep.
He seems to be good.
That's all young,
that's great to see.
They're fit, they're flexible.
Yeah, so he'll fall back now into the attacking, actually defensive line. I think this is the third phase of play. Kujan to restart it, about 30 metres inside their own half a field. They're set deep for a right side play, but I think they'll be running it up the forwards. They opt to go left. They're looking for that cutout pass. There was a gap there. If they'd have got it off, it's going to now go to Jacob Hall. Brings it on to... And he's got himself. He's going to be well taken there by Lachlan Dawson. Captain's effort there by Lachlan Dawson. Fifth and last. Ball goes up. That is a high one. And it's just nicked the hands of Tate Irons. It should be 6 more. They'll pass it off to Nick Andreas. Pass back in. Jacob Hall goes himself. Kujan made the most of that one. 18-10 Kujan.
Well done, guys. That was a really good kick. He let it bounce, and that's what place. And there was an overlap, and they strolled in, so Kujan are going further ahead now. Look pretty pleased with themselves, as they should.
So Jacob Hall, he adds to his tally of 3 tries that he had for the season. He scored all of those in a game against Evans Head.
He's a fast boy. They're all quick. I can't believe how fast these blokes are. They're just pace to burn.
This is Ethan Kane to add the extras. Easy to like for Ethan Kane. 6th. That's now making the score 20-10. Sorry, 20-6.
20-6. As Tweed Coast come back for the kickoff.
And that's not going to eventuate because the halftime hooter has gone. Kujan Hornets are picking up where they left off in last week's fixture between these two teams, the rematch of last week in the regular season. They've taken their momentum right before. What were your thoughts on the first half there, Brett?
I thought Kujan started off very strong. Their defence had Tweed Coast rattled. They were hitting hard and hitting very, very often. And Tweed Coast came back, but a few silly errors have just made Kujan go further and further ahead. So let's see what happens in the second half if Tweed Coast can pull something out of the fire and try and get back in the game.
And as the teams there go to the sheds, it is half-time here in the under-18s minor semi-final fixture for 2018. Half-time score, Cudgen Hornets 20, Tweed Coast Raiders 6. Dwayne Neville and Brad Saville here live from Kingsford Smith Park, Ballina, New South Wales, for the second match day this weekend in the semi-final series in the NRRRL for 2018. Second half about to commence here between the Cudgen Hornets and the Tweed Coast Raiders in the under 18s. If you just joined us, Cudgen Hornets have a healthy 20 points to 6 lead, including a try right before half time. Brett, what do Tweed Coast need to do to get back into this one in the second half?
I think they need to hold the ball, no silly passes, move up fast, knock those big Kujan forwards over, and try and get over the line, Dwayne.
In this little battle, as the Tweed Coast Raiders come onto the field now, this is a battle of the Tweed Valley. Cabarito in the south and Kujan at the Kingscliff area in the north. A nice little local derby featured here in Ballina.
Kujan Tweed Coast just looked very relaxed. They probably had a bit of a talk at half time, knowing that they can pull this out of the fire. As I said, they've just got to let those passes stick, move up quick, and just see what takes place.
So as it stands, if Kujan can hold and maintain their lead, they will then play Ballina in a grand final qualifier, which was also the 2007 decider. Ballina, the premiers. As Eddie O'Connor gets things started left to right, they are running from, as time is back on in the second half. Of course, today's runners-up still live to fight another day. They will play yesterday's winners of Lower Clarence. They eliminated Morris Brothers in the 18s. And that match day, will, as I mentioned, will be determined and the completion of A grade today. As we get back in with 25 metres out. This is going to be played here by Ryan Steedham. Nice hard run. I think he was kind of slipping into the tackle, kind of went towards his head, but he was slipping. Yep. Playing it now to Jacob Hall, who did score that last try.
I like how Kujan's 5'8" is directing the play with his clever passing game. Nice ball.
Jordan Kepshes gets out at deep side. Play there for Ethan Kane. He's so deadly from deep field. Beats about 5-6 players, but now he's dispersed as they now breach the Tweed Coast side of field. And fifth and last play, it's going to be now kicked there by Jacob Hall. Nice kick and well read there. And responded with some great defence, including the likes of Blake Roberts.
Kujan are moving up very fast again, like they were in the first half, Dwayne. Knocking them over, not giving them a chance to breathe. And I think this might, if Tweed Coast don't start picking up the game, I think this is how it's going to end. But we'll just see. It's a long half yet.
It's 20 points to 6, Kujan over Tweed Coast. So it's just outside 2 consecutive tries, 2 scoring opportunities. You feel if it goes past 3, it's going to be hard for Tweed Coast to come back. As it's a high kick now, it's going to be red for the likes of Ethan. Oh dear, Ethan Kane has spilt that one. Yeah, now here is a perfect opportunity for Tweed Coast to respond.
Dear. He's just probably took his eyes off the ball for tick. The ball swirling around in the wind. Just hit him in the wrong spot. Head up, son. It's finished now. Just get on with the game.
Oh, mate, he says, yo, what's up with this? As the scrum's about to pack down now, 20 metres out, 30 metres out.
Okay, as they pack in, they're actually, I've seen something I haven't seen for a long time. They're actually raking for the ball in the scrum. Okay, they're going to pack down another scrum. As I said, Kujan 20, Tweed Coast Raiders 6 in the under 18s semi-final of the NRRRL here in sunny Ballina on Sunday afternoon.
So Kujan will now have this about 35 metres out from their own line. Away it goes. This is going to be Finn Kenny. Steedham did a dummy run. That's a hard tackle. And the referee didn't like the likes of it. It's going to be a penalty for Kujan.
He's all right. That used to be a good legal hit once. Anyway, no one was hurt. He got up smiling.
And the kick goes. It's still going to be taken inside Kujan's side of field.
They're probably mates.
Hard run there by Cole Beaver. Well, it goes now to Brock Styles. Second phase of play. Up to go left, right. That's going to be Jacob Hall. Nice starting run. A little bit of a flop tackle there, but referee says play on. It'll be third phase. It's going to now go to Lachlan Wiley. 30 metres out, fourth phase. They've got numbers on either side, Kujan. Well, it goes now to Brock Styles.
Well picked up.
Oh, Ethan Kane has just couldn't quite get a hold of that one. He had a hell of it. That was going to be in.
That's the second ball he's dropped, unfortunately. He's probably starting to get a bit frustrated with himself, but he's just got to forget about it and get on with the game. And now he's packing in as a lock. Okay, Tweed Coast win the ball. Going up nice and hard.
25 metres, 35 metres out. This is Eddie O'Connor. Well met there, but yeah. Good tackle there. Oh, nice hard tackle. Nice hard tackle there by Geordie Tygo.
Used his shoulder and his size.
Once again there by Jacob Hall. Great tackle. 35 metres out. Cut out pass. And they've got numbers on the right there, Tweed Coast, if they can get it, but he's going to be well dispersed there. And he might...
Getting skull dragged.
I reckon if they had got him out, there might have been a penalty, but it's play on. It's fifth and last. Away it goes now, and that's going to be Corral Avery, and it's going to be a penalty. I think he's got him from offside there, Brett.
I think he has. He moved up a little bit fast. Okay, Tweed Coast are deciding they're going to take the ball up.
And this is Corral Avery. Tweed, and another penalty given. They don't want to give away too many of these. The referee won't have much patience for that if they keep this up, Brett.
I think he's the lock. What's his name? He's done something to himself.
Corral Avery.
He's done his hamstring, or I hope he's going to be right. Yep. While there's a break in play, as again, we'd like to thank Nova Skill for their sponsorship the last few years. I think it's a really good thing. He's down. I'm not sure what he's done, but anyway, this will give both teams a chance to have a rest, suck in the breath, get some water in them. It's not that hot. It's a pretty nice breeze coming in off the ocean, so it's keeping it's not too sort of warm, not like it's been the other days during the week. But he's up on his feet. He seems to be, I think he's being taken off. Okay. Oscar Clark's got the ball. They're deciding what they're going to do. He's going to take the tap.
As we come now 10 metres out. And that was a perfect opportunity wasted there for Tweed Coast.
Another chance squandered. Time's going to start coming their enemy fairly soon if they don't put some points on the board, Dwayne.
Kujan now to have it 20 metres out from their own line. Away it goes. Nicely met there. I think there was the likes of think Corral Avery, I think he's back on his feet.
Yeah, he's right. He looked pretty crook, but he seems to be back.
A nice run. Oh! That was a solid run there by Ryan Steedham. Away it goes now to Ethan Kane. Just loses his footing. Nice tackle there by Dylan Morley. They've done well to keep him in this half of the field late in the set of 6. Nice pass. They're looking dangerous when they really get their speed up, Kujan. It's 5th and last now. 45, about 40 metres out from the try line. Nice kick. It's going to be greeted by Eddie O'Connor.
Well taken.
Eddie O'Connor goes himself. He's brought down. And I couldn't quite, I think that's, he's going to be met there by Jacob Hall. They'll be going on the right side there, Tweed Coast. Ball control is imperative for them at the moment. The points will follow if they can hold. Oh, what a crunching tackle! I think that was Brock Styles. It is Brock Styles. What a crunching tackle.
I felt that from here.
As play resumes.
Good hit. That boy can hit.
Again, one of those Laurie Daly Cup representatives, and it shows.
I can tell. Wow.
As play goes on. And nice driving tackle there by Blake Roberts. And assisted there by Jacob Hall, 5th and last. Kept them well and deep inside Tweed Coast. The bomb goes up. And the bounce is gonna just fall in for Nick Andreas.
He was lucky to sort of get that. I wasn't sure what that ball was going to do then, Dwayne.
And you had to disperse there because it's going to be... And penalty for Kujan.
Oh, Tweed Coast mistakes, more mistakes. And they're slowly being shut out. As I said, time's going to be of their enemy fairly soon if they don't get a move on.
This play resumes now. Kujan get this one on the halfway line. This is Steedham.
Getting over the advantage line every time. That guy.
40 metres shy there. It's going to now be Brock Styles. Oh, Randy Jones over the Tweed Coast player. How did he not fall over?
Was I seeing things then?
Well, yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that before. What a play there. He's full of magic, Brock Styles. He can defend and attack.
Wow.
And they might get points off this one if they can keep a hold on it. Just shy of the line, 5th and last. Boy, he's magic, Brock Styles.
I've never seen that before ever.
Deep side play by Jacob Hall. Kick across field. It's going to be well read there though by the Tweed Coast Raiders.
Well done.
What's he going to come up with next, Brock Styles?
I don't know.
Absolute peach of a play.
Thought I was seeing that. I thought I was seeing things then.
And you can only see in this. Imagine if we didn't have this live stream. Like that would not have been seen. That's going to be on every highlight reel on YouTube.
Absolutely.
It should be.
Brock, you're a star. You just don't know it yet.
That's it. I think it's coming up good.
Penalty to Tweed Coast. Let's see what they can do. The wind's picked up again. It's blowing from the south, north, so they are running with the wind. One of the Tweed Coast guys has gone down with cramp by the looks of it as they find touch. Okay. Let's see what happens now. Oscar Clark gets it on. Number 20.
Nicely met in defence there by Kujan.
Zach Lloyd. And another penalty to the Tweed Coast Raiders. Kujan want to be careful. They're giving away silly penalties now.
What a beautiful day is it for footy.
Oh, perfect.
I know I keep saying it. But
perfect. It's not too hot.
Perfect conditions.
We do need rain, as we all know, but this is perfect.
And just as that was playing there, I did make mention in the coverage yesterday in Murwillumbah, Brett, that I'd rather have this being raining and cold and wet and windy, if it gives the farmers a figure, what
absolutely.
they need.
It's so dry.
We're privileged to have this weather today for football, but it's more about the farmers.
It certainly is, mate.
NRRRL got involved. Some of the grounds last week that made some donations at the door, and if anyone can support, donate,
absolutely.
Because that's who we're thinking about most at the moment, is these farmers around this.
We need it.
We haven't had
at
any
the
rain in
moment.
the month of August, and September's normally a dry month too.
We had bushfires all last week. It was like spring.
So get behind them. Let's get behind the farmers, and
because it will rain again. It's just when. Yeah. Okay, looks like one of the Tweed Coast hookers. Dylan Morley looks like he's picked up a leg injury. He looks like he's done his hamstring. Oh, he's not looking.
Looks a bit sorry, Dylan Morley.
He's not looking very well, Dwayne.
He looks a bit sore. I think it's ankle.
Yeah, I hope he's going to be
not
right.
coming off himself. That's a bad sign.
It is, Dwayne. Yep. Get the ice on it. Like they used to. I think they still...
The magic sponge.
The old... yep.
Had that in my playing day.
Me too, mate. Me too. The old magic sponge and the spray.
Yeah. That's right. Dylan Morley comes off the field. Tweed Coast, 10 metres inside their own half the field. This is Eddie. I think that's Eddie O'Connor. No, it's not. It looks like couldn't make it out. It's kind of got like the Jared Croker headgear.
He does.
The matching coloured headgear.
It was Kirill Avery.
So this is Eddie O'Connor now with it. He's been impressive today, Eddie O'Connor.
He's
getting a try for his team.
He's a big, strong, fast-running, hard-running fullback. The mould of the Manly legend Graham Wombat Eadie. He's that hard-running, and he also kicks goals. So, like the old Wombat.
Now Finn Kenny just took care of the kick. Away it goes now. Nice, hard, solid run. I think that was Nick Andreas. 40 metres out from the Tweed Coast line. This is now grown to be Jordan Kepnich. Oh, solid hits. And
that's what they need. Hard defence.
That's what finals footy is all about. This is Brock Styles, the magician.
That certainly rattled his cage, Dwayne. He's good hit.
Jacob Hawke cut out pass, gets it off to Liam Cusack. Can he get himself a hat-trick, Liam Cusack?
They're starting to get a bit wise to him. They're moving up very, very fast on him, wrapping him up.
Kyle Beaver Ethan Kane puts this one up. Eddie O'Connor's got eyes for it. The bounce doesn't favour him though. He does eventually get it though. And they'll have that about 15 metres out from their own line. Nice little play there from dummy half. He's met there by Ryan Steedham. And penalty now goes for Tweed Coast.
Here's their chance.
Time's starting to get away from them though, so that if they're going to get in this one, it's going to probably have to start coming from this set of 6.
I think so, mate. Time will, if they don't start putting on some points and fast, time's going to beat the Raiders.
As we resume here, this is now going, I think this is Thomas Walker. He too had an impressive game. No, they look a bit bunched up in the middle there, Brad. I can see they're not really. They started the game spaced out on the left side, but now they're sort of getting a bit bunched up.
I think they're getting tired, mate. They're losing their structure. They need to get some more structure with another good hit.
And when you see hits like that, Kujan are just flexing their muscle. This is Eddie O'Connor, brought down there by Blake Roberts.
They're hitting hard, the Hornets. They got the Raiders rattled.
And now that's just been clinical defence there by Kujan. They've done it all day. This is the 5th and last. Kick goes up by Wilson Bates. Well diffused there by Kujan, well read. They're about 20 metres out of their line now. And they've given away the penalty. It's not going to help matters for Tweed Coast. The I think Ethan Kane was keen to get a quick restart. He's been told to hold back.
He wants to get on with it. I don't know why they even do that in the NRRL as well. The ref always seems to call them back 80% of the time, Dwayne. It just slows things up.
And the play restarts there. Jake Evans had the restart. First phase of play. That was Tweed Coast have been impressive in defence as well. And they force the error. There's afters.
Let's turn back the clock.
Yeah, I think the referee's got that well handled.
Western Manly. Those were the days.
Cooler heads prevail though on this occasion.
Yeah, they're all mates. Frustration, I think.
I think cooler heads have prevailed here. Referee had a well handle of it.
He did. I wouldn't want to be picking that big prop anyway. He's a big boy.
Tweed Coast will have a restart here. And as they get the run up there, it's well read there in defence by Blake Roberts. They'll have the best part of the set of 6 inside Kujan half. And this is Eddie O'Connor. Solid run by O'Connor.
Very good.
I'm looking at his try tally today.
He's a great player.
The wind's picking up now on the western side of field. Well read in attack there by Kyle Beaver. And I think there's a Kujan player. Copped a bit of a knock. It was Kyle Beaver. As he falls in the line. I think he might have a cramp.
Or a cork.
Yeah, they've got about 2 or 3 phases left, Tweed Coast. They might be able to get back into this game. They need to. Nice hard run there by Oscar Clark. Goes himself, can't quite roll over to... This is the 5th and last. Eddie O'Connor, I think he's too fast off the mark.
Overran the ball, Eddie.
Certainly did. He got a bit too excited.
Yep.
Kujan will have this one back 10 metres out from their own line.
Yeah, I think time's slowly just about gone for the Raiders, Dwayne. But Cudgen too good, too strong.
And of course, if this stays as it is, Kujan will meet the Ballina Seagulls in Cabarita next Sunday. Of course, you'll see that here on YouTube.
That'll be a cracking game.
It will be. It's another grand final rematch. We'll replicate what we're about to see this afternoon. Oh, hard run, hard hits. The referee didn't like the looks of it.
Went a little bit high then, just slipped up a bit, but no one's hurt. It's one of those things.
And of course, as I mentioned, Tweed Coast, they will get a second chance against Lowell Clarence next Saturday. And the venue will be determined at the end of this match day. Of course, Lowell Clarence, they had a big win. I think it was 36-16 against Morris Brothers yesterday.
Yep.
And they'll be looking to go one better and to get themselves in a grand final qualifier, the prelim final the following weekend.
Some very good games coming up in the next month, Dwayne. It's going to be great.
You'll see it all here on the NRRRL YouTube page. This is going to be a nice kick now from Jordan Kempnich. The bounce in favour of Eddie O'Connor, but he just got it. Should get himself out of trouble, at least get some metres. What a run by Eddie O'Connor. What a run by Eddie O'Connor. He's beat everybody. Eddie O'Connor's got numbers on the right, but he can't quite get the pass off.
Good run. He split them wide open then. They had no answer for the big...
There is numbers on the left, but if they can get it out fast enough. This is... Oh, he's going to just stay in. Couldn't quite get the number, but it was well read there by Jacob Hall. Played there by Harry Chapman. Whatever. Smothering defence there by Kujan.
This is their chance. This is their chance.
The numbers are deep on the right side. But they're going to be... I think Kujan now have got their defence back in order. Or do they? They do. They put him in the touch. Well run defence there by Kujan.
Good defence.
And that could just be enough.
I think that could be it, Dwayne. Kujan have been just too good defensively, mate. Just been as I said, hitting hard and hitting often, driving him back, hitting him under the ribs. Strong effort.
But top effort there by Eddie O'Connor to even get him in that position. As we're about to have a scrum feed about 10 metres away, about 15 to 20 metres in field. Kujan.
We're actually striking for the ball.
I haven't seen that probably since your day, Brett.
Let's bring back the scrums. Won't happen.
As we take it now, 20 metres and about 5 metres inside field. Nice little dummy run there. And Kujan, I don't think they're going to try anything too fancy now. They know if they can just keep to a set of 6, they know the game's theirs for the taking.
They're just shutting it down.
Shutting it down. They're probably playing the second gear now. Oh! But who else? That was Ryan Steedham with that solid hit. Numbers either side. It's going down there to Jordan Kempnich. Pass back in there by Jacob Hall. Brock Stiles. Couldn't do a Houdini to get out of that tackle though. Nice pass going off to Liam Cusack. It's now going to be Blake Roberts. He'll go himself. He's got Eddie O'Connor to beat. And I think that Eddie O'Connor put him in the touch. I think he's kept him out. We're going to check it.
Good defence.
It has been called out.
Well done.
Eddie O'Connor, if you had to give the man of a match into a team that's going to be runners-up, you'd have to give it to Eddie O'Connor.
Certainly. He's been strong, hard-running, fullback, kicks goals.
And that was a try-saving tackle of any day.
It was a great tackle. He can do everything. As I said, many of these players, Dwayne, have got very bright futures.
And that's all of courtesy with that the Laurie Daly and Andrew Johns competition.
Great thing.
Away it goes now. This is going to be met there by Nick Andreas. And Tweed Coast, yeah, you can tell there's about 7 or 8 players bunched up in the centre there.
They're tired. And
but they've given it their all, Brett. They've given it their all. It's just Cudgens. It's so flexing. Their tackle is by the textbook.
They're flexing some muscle now. I think Tweed are spent. They're not sure. Their energy's low. Energy's low.
This will be 5th and last now. Kick's gone deep. It's going to go read for Blake Roberts.
Good take.
Red there. He'll go himself. Nicely run there by Blake Roberts. He's met there by Oscar Clark.
Good play that Oscar Clark. He's a hard-working prop. Good skipper.
Was played there by Ethan Kane. Nice solid run there by Webb Illis. Off to goes now to Harry Hazel. So about 40 minutes now. They're inside Tweed Coast Field. Can they do and replicate their attacking play before? There is numbers in that. And if he can get it off, Blake Roberts is there for himself. He couldn't quite disperse the pass. Off it goes now to Blake Roberts. This is Jacob Hall. Back off now to Nick Andreas. Kick goes up. The bounce is it's going to fall well and truly back. And it's going to go right back into the hands of the Tweed Coast. They're probably looking for maybe a constant. And they'll get a penalty. Or even give them more metres than.
Ref's not going to change his decision.
The referee calls time off.
Got another player down. I can't tell which Tweed Coast player it is. Number 8 from Tweed Coast.
That is Lachlan Dawson, the captain there, Brett. It looks like he's okay.
Yep. Pretty just awkwardly in the tackle.
So they'll be getting the penalty. They might be able to take some momentum into next week. The kick, though, is not going to find touch. It's going right into the hands of Blake Roberts as he goes himself.
He wants to redeem himself.
Brings it in deep inside field. Well met, though. I think that's Corell Avery.
The wind got hold of that then.
Yeah, as I said, the wind hasn't been anyone's friend this weekend, including us in the commentary box.
No, certainly. We're going well. We're having a great time.
Yesterday in Moolumbar, I think my notes would have ended up at Mount Warning. With that
really?
Yeah. Up in Moolumbar. Webb Ellis. Referee will tell him to play it back. That's where we resume play here. Just shot just inside the halfway line. Well run there by Geordie Togo. Now, Kujan a set deep on either side of the field. They opt to go left. There is numbers there, but it's going to be Jordan Ketnich with the run himself.
He's happy.
And then you can see he's run back in the middle field, so they've got the same play again with about 30 metres, so advantage. Way it goes back into it. Looks like it's going to be Geordie Togo. They're set deep right, and there is numbers. Like on the left side play. Kick there by Ethan Kane. It's going to be too deep, or is it? He had the hands, it just slipped out.
Very, very close. That would have been an absolute cracker of a try.
Tweed Coast. I'll have this 20 metres out.
Not much. I don't think there's much
Time left.
Time to go. I think Kujan are just playing down the clock now.
Kujan will be looking to make a hat-trick today. They are represented in reserve grade coming up next between Kujan and Casino. And then the A grade. Ballina versus Cudgen, the grand final rematch. Way it goes now, it's going to be well met there. They'll get another penalty, Tweed Coast. And they'll be looking to, if anything else, take some momentum into next week against Lower Clarence.
Once again.
And despite where this will be, they will have the easier travel. Lower Clarence will have they'll be on the road again. And
It's just been
played the arrow there.
Just one of those days, mate. Nothing seems to be going right for him now.
And that's all she wrote in the under-18s fixture in the minor semi-final for 2018 here in Ballina. Cudgen getting the job done. They'll move on to next week against Ballina in another grand final qualifier. So, what a comprehensive effort there by the Cudgen Hornets, but you got to take your heads off the Tweed Coast there. But
they were very gallant in defeat. I think, as I said, the Cudgen Hornets just too big, too strong, too fast. Really classy, fast out side backs, just that rattle the cage. So I think next week's going to be an absolute cracker.
And of course, Eddie O'Connor, he would have to be the player of the game for Tweed Coast. But if you had to give the man of the match for a winning team, you'd have to toss it up. Well, Liam Cusack's 2 tries. They were just, it was like Jimmy the Jet kind of style try.
Absolutely.
Josh Adokar out of their textbook, but of course the magician Brock Styles
absolutely all the way
did everything.
He did. I've never seen that. Before how he jumped over that player.
Yeah, so he's been practicing on the star jumps, the platform jumps, and I think he'll be getting that back in the gym and getting that ready for when they play Ballina next week, which will be in Cabarita.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap things up here in the under-18s fixture, full time in the under-18s minor semi-final here at Kingsford Smith Park in Ballina. Cudgen Hornets getting the job done, 20 against Tweed Coast 6. As we're going to have the live stream now of the reserve grade between Casino and Cudgen. Myself and Brett are going to take a breather. We'll be back with you before the commencement of play of the A grade fixture.